Welcome to the Operation STRIX podcast. I'm your host, LaCroix. Joining me today, as always, Roski Draftsman.
Hello?
And Cool Blue Rays.
Hi, everyone.
And we hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I know we did, because
Humbug.
Santa Endo came this morning and dropped a bomb on us, as he has wanted to do for the past couple of months.
Yay!
Yay! Santa Endo delivers again. Yeah, okay, so where to start off with this? I think I know where I want to start off with it, to be honest with you, because as I was reading this chapter, I know you we were talking about it earlier, is like all of our theories were confirmed for the last episode.
Yeah.
I feel like we knocked it out of the park on this one.
Like our brains melded with Endo somehow.
Yeah, that was funny. It's like, okay, I'm gonna make a prediction, but I usually off base, so whatever. Oh no, I will. Huh?
Yeah.
We were like on the same wavelength here with
Yeah.
all the characters and a lot of the story beats. I think, like, oh fuck, oh my god.
So I prepared this. Okay, all right. So what did we say that? Okay, Billy's backup plan was going to be a bomb. We got that one. What else do we got? We got that they were going to ram said bus with bombs into a government building. Got that one. What else, guys? That the second bus was, or Roski had called it, the second bus is going to be a red herring, or not a red herring, but like it was like our backup plan, or like,
yeah,
I forgot what we had said.
It wasn't. I said it was going to be red herring, and it was going to have some form of a negative development, and it did, because it didn't have any hostages. B, it did work as a backup plan, and C, during the raid, Yuri got hurt.
Yuri did get hurt. Okay.
I know. I was like, oh, he actually got like shot in the shoulder, and they like showed very specifically like the burst of blood, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, he actually got injured.
Yeah. Okay. So throw that one up on there. Okay. I'm sure there's a lot more. I'm just going to throw like 3 more on there because we fucking nailed it. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Yuri, because he was the man of the hour in this chapter.
Yeah, he was.
He fucking delivered. And I was pretty on point thinking that Yuri was going to wrap this up in these coming 2 chapters. And and we had talked about wanting to see him as like a competent agent and all of that. And yeah, I mean, he was on it. He him and his SSS buddies staked out the place, threw a flash bomb, went in there and just kicked ass. Which was really great to see. Like, I like seeing them like actually be competent, as I'm sure.
Yeah, it was tear gas. Just a little correction. That's why they have those gas masks on and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were handling themselves really well. I was impressed with Yuri that he was able to still get shot in the shoulder, and he still had enough power to kick the assailant down, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think he was running on pure spite at that point, because immediately afterwards he starts crying. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Like, oh, fuck. It hurts.
Which, to be fair, I would also be crying in that.
I mean, even on the shoulder, a single shot can be completely incapacitating. So.
Yeah.
And it says, when lacking motivation, the man had absurdly low threshold for pain.
Okay,
I mean, he got shot.
Which I call bullshit on the lack of motivation thing a little bit, but yeah, it's for the joke, so whatever.
No, yeah, it's like okay, he's not running on adrenaline anymore. Nobody will complain that he's bitching if he's in pain, because it was a fucking shot.
I will vouch for Yuri on this one, because as a man, I have broken bones and not felt anything, but at the same time, I've stubbed a toe and I have cried like a baby. So like, it's just like, it's the little things. So
I mean, it's like, wait, really? Like, you can say he has a lot of pain. pain tolerance
Right.
threshold. Like
Especially growing up with your
that's gonna hurt. Even if you are a macho man, that's gonna hurt a lot.
right. So
Yeah.
good on Yuri. So the second bus, like we had said, that was Billy's backup plan. Like he was banking on that, and Yuri took it out. And as we had talked about, he got desperate. Him and his two buddies that were on the bus, which were only made worse when the SSS officially took over for the scene. So the SSS took over from the police, and of course, we already know what their intentions are. It was darkly humorous to me how they were just like, okay, you have until sunset to, give us an answer. And they're like, all right, we're going to storm the bus. And we're just like, what? What are you talking about?
You're right. Yeah, they're
Yeah, that.
no, not surprised that the secret police would lie about their actual plan or intentions of
No,
working
yeah, like
peacefully with the terrorists. Like, I'm not surprised.
they are that kind of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And I love, and Endo does this, and we've talked about it so many times on this podcast. So just like the juxtaposition and like the dichotomy of everybody in the manga, in this case specifically the SSS, because with the other bus we see Yuri and the other SSS being heroes. They go in, they stop the bad guys, they save the day. And then like fast forward a couple of chapters, and then we see, okay, they killed everybody there. They're going to storm the bus and kill everybody on this bus, children included. We assume. So it's like, okay, like, yeah, they're the heroes, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, they're the villains again, and it's like, what is the truth, I guess, or like, what are we supposed to feel? And Endo has a good way of like making us think about the morality of things, and all of that stuff. And I really got with these past couple of chapters, I really got that sense with Billy and his daughter, which those first few pages really like drove it home of just like where Billy's mindset is right now. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was surprised that they actually showed us her corpse
Right.
Yeah,
in a morgue, and he was just identifying her, and then we just cut right back into everything that's going on in the
that
present.
was
Yeah.
that was surprisingly dark.
Right, especially when we just come off of Anya's quote unquote corpse with like angel wings and like a halo and stuff like that. It's like at that point I'm pretty sure that was Yuri's imagination, and now we're like actually like, okay, this is Billy's memory, and Billy doesn't he's serious. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was like very visceral, and just like
Hmm.
just the thought of his daughter being beaten to death, like, oh my god, like I feel more and
Mm.
more for Billy, uh especially in this chapter, because I feel like he's very like subdued and just like done.
It
um
feels kind of like there's like cracks. He's like starting to actually crack down a bit
yeah,
because
Yep.
the bus driver says, doesn't he say like, oh, Billy got really shaken up, he's gonna be useless to us,
yeah,
and kind of deciding, I'm gonna use the last resort if it comes down to it.
right,
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, which turns out to be bombing the entire bus itself
But
with
yeah.
everyone on board, like basically like a mass suicide attempt.
yeah. I
Which I had been right about, except
You were right.
I thought it was gonna be Billy, not the bus driver, who's gonna do it.
Yeah,
Uh,
screw it, another theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another theory,
Woo!
correct.
We're nailing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Endo's spy is just in the forum right now, just listening to us. But yeah, no. So right, which really adds to the theory that we had. Like Billy, maybe at some point Billy was just like kind of hoping that things would turn south, so he could use that last resort and just like send his last message to everybody of the government being the way it is and all of that, and also killing himself in the process,
Yeah.
like almost like killing two birds with one stone. Anya gets wind of this, and she saw everything in Billy's head, when he's thinking about all of this, and she knows
Yeah.
that, yeah, she knows that the bus is filled with bombs. And the last we see of her is she's getting up and going to walk towards Billy. I have no idea what she's going to do. I think Mika had pointed out in the server that, she's probably going to be like, hey, your daughter wouldn't want this. And of course he's going to be like, how the fuck do you know that? Like, so I don't know. Do you think this might be Anya kind of revealing her powers? Because this seems pretty desperate to me. Like, they're about to get blown up. So,
yeah, what is Anya gonna do?
I have like no real like idea. I think Micah's might be the most like not predictable, but like it seems the most reasonable attempt that Anya could make at this point to like get this guy to reconsider his plan, considering his daughter and his daughter is on his mind right now.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what I'm expecting
Yeah.
from Anya.
I don't know. I think Micah has the most solid theory at the moment. Like, honestly, I can't think of anything else Anya could do. Aside from maybe telling Billy like they're about to storm the bus. But I'm not even too sure if she knows that. Yeah, she does. She hears
does.
her
Yeah, she
thoughts.
heard
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
So-
approaching the bus basically right now. They don't have a lot of time.
I'm thinking maybe the only other option I could see Anya doing is like telling Billy, they're about to storm the bus, and she's gonna be like, "Take me as a hostage." I think maybe she might get and that idea from Damien because he was willing to do it. So she's like, okay, like I gotta like stop them somehow. But even then, I don't think it would work because I think the SSS would just storm it anyway.
Yeah, they've made it.
They're playing around it.
Yeah, we've already established that they are more concerned with taking Red Circus out than worrying about how many hostages. I mean, they said they'll keep it to a minimum, but that's not their number one priority.
Like, if they die, like, well, we should, but
well, at the same time, I don't think Anya knows that. I don't think she knows that the SSS are just like ready to let them die. So, okay, now I'm setting the groundwork here. I think if this is the route they take with it, like if Anya gets, she's the hostage or whatever, it might delay them for a minute. I don't think it would stop them entirely. Maybe they just be like, okay, like we can't. Maybe they're of the opinion they're like, okay, we can't storm the bus if like Billy's out there in the open and he's got like a gun to Anya's head, because that would just look bad. Like if they just went in there anyway and just let her get shot or whatever, they'd be like, okay, that we can't, cover that up. So that might delay them, and then the media would know, or like people would know, and then that's how we would get Yor and Lloyd finding out about this.
I'm so mad about that.
About what?
About Yor and Lloyd. They're like completely not around this entire arc, and I'm like, it's already nighttime. Is Lloyd not back from his mission? And what about Yor? What is she doing? Is she doing her assassin job? How has she not figured out that Anya's been gone almost the entire day / night?
I don't know how. I don't know.
It's dark out. It's night.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Like, it's winter right now, and I'm assuming it's winter over there because I don't think they've been there that long, or the story hasn't been there that long. But okay, assuming it's like winter or like January, February, or whatever. It gets dark really early. So like, I would say like around 5:00 it starts getting dark, and then like by 6 it's like pitch black. So Yor might just be getting off work right now at this point. Or just like getting home and then be like, okay, where's Anya?
Well, I guess so. I'll take that, but I have seen examples of Yor being home before Anya.
Oh yeah.
So like, I don't know what's going on with Yor's schedule, or if she's just literally doing assassin work right now and they're supposed to have Frankie come in or something.
Maybe. I mean, but at that point then Frankie would know. So like,
we were joking about Frankie. I was joking about him being like Marlon, like, have you seen my niece?
Have you seen my niece?
Yeah.
Where is she? Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't know.
I just feel like I'm going insane because I haven't seen Lloyd or Yor in the
Right.
manga
And
this
for
entire
months.
arc. Yeah, for months. It's like, where are they?
I mean, they're definitely gonna show up at the end. I just don't know. And see, that's how
But
I'm like,
I'm so not happy about them not being involved in this.
yeah, no, I get it. Like, this is it's a ah, on the one hand, I hate it because you're right. I haven't seen Lloyd and Yorn forever, but I also love it because it shows that this story can work without Yor and Lloyd. Uh, there are other characters that can do other things. And
Okay.
I feel like at some point, we do need to see that. And all the attention that's been given to like Henderson and Yuri and all of the kids. I really do appreciate that, and they couldn't happen with Yor and Lloyd being there because Yor and Lloyd just get things done.
Yeah.
And it doesn't leave an opportunity for side characters to like shine. So yeah, it's not my
Okay.
favorite, but
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where,
it hurts more because it's a bi-weekly manga, and then on top of that, he doesn't update like 30% of the time. So
yeah, yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
it's a wise choice in
you think
in
so?
general. Not only because it does increase tension, like are they gonna appear at some point,
Yeah,
but also because they naturally cannot be in every possible situation. Like it's important to show that uh, without people like these are the results. I mean, even with them, we know that we do not have all the information, and that they may have been used themselves into situations that are less than ethical, to say the least,
yeah,
less than transparent. But it's important to show that further that be without them, things can get even worse because it is an international crisis. It's to just
yeah,
have them solve the problem doesn't allow this atmosphere to sink.
yeah. And
So
I
to take them out of picture allows for the problem to develop in a way that would be undermining if they had like, oh yeah, you just put your in the scene, she enters, kills the people of Red Circus, and then voila, problem solved.
I like that point, especially because like me personally, I've I've I wouldn't call it annoyed, but it gets a little tiresome having specifically Lloyd being so perfect. And I know Roski, you have plenty of problems with that, with like him being as an animator and stuff like that. And I know it's played up for comedy most of the time, where he's just like, "Oh yes, I'm prepared for any situation," blah blah blah. But it's like when the manga is just that, it loses a lot of its edge because it's just like, okay, there's no situation that Lloyd can't get out of, so there's no tension, like you're saying.
Yeah, he's gonna put some
Yeah.
bullshit out, and he's gonna.
Right. But here, he's not in the picture. And on top of that, he's powerless, which we don't ever really see Lloyd be powerless. Like, he's always on top of it. But he doesn't even know about this situation. He can't help. And people have already died. And, a lot of innocent people could potentially die. So, that's that. I guess that's why I find this arc so satisfying. Even though I want to see Lloyd and Yor, is just like, yeah, I think this is why this is a popular arc for a lot of people right now, is because, ironically, because Lloyd and Yor aren't a part of it, we get to see the stakes raised, uh, and really put the tension on Anya to like shoulder all of this when she's just a 4-year-old girl. So it's like, that already is like
Kind of fucked up.
so much. I can't even like process it.
I agree. Everything you guys are saying. I mean, yeah, I complain, but I mean, I do miss our favorite forgers, of course. But
Oh yeah,
you guys are
Yeah.
probably right that changing up the formula of the story is giving us something refreshing and new, and having it focus on Anya in a situation where she can't just find a way out of it with her mind reading, it does make it really makes your brain rack like, ooh, what possible solution could there really be for what's going on right now? Because all we have is a bunch of kids, a teacher stuck on a bus. We have some SSS, we have some Ys. That's really it so far.
Yeah.
And there's like it is interesting, I think, to also get kind of the politics behind the scene with how the SSS are handling what their kind of goal is in this situation is taking out the terrorists. We're not negotiating with these lunatics, basically.
Yeah.
And their priorities are like not concerned really about the hostages. It's more about make sure to take out the terrorists, because that's more important than making sure like there are no casualties in the situation. Which I think most people can agree is like that's wrong. Like I think it's very clearly supposed to be painted as this doesn't feel right to do. This does not feel like the right way to handle the situation.
Right.
Like, yes, these terrorists did kidnap children. I can't deny that. And we just had like some confirmed kills in this chapter alone, committed by the SSS. But I don't think that rushing in there and killing off the rest of the members is the best choice, considering they plan on blowing up the bus if you do that.
Right.
So, Anya is the only one who knows this, is like the real tricky part. Like there's no way for her to get this information to the SSS. She doesn't even know that they're coming in, or I mean, she knows they're coming in, but she doesn't know exactly what their plan is.
Yeah.
But she has a good idea of like, oh, this could go sideways really quickly.
Right.
So I'm very curious what she's going to do, because maybe she will have to desperately play the don't do this because your daughter wouldn't want you to do this card with Billy. And like if she has to reveal for whatever reason that she knows because she can read his fucking mind,
right?
Fuck, I don't know. That could happen at this point. It feels like everything's on the table right now.
You know what? I'm thinking it might, like...
I don't know. I'm concerned.
I mean, if that's what happens, like...
they're in a desperate situation. If she did, it'd make perfect sense for her, basically, to have to reveal this.
Yeah, it will,
because
this... It is, it's quite intense, because, wow, that will change... That will change everything.
Would it, though? And that's my question now. Is
no,
would it change?
It would, because...
No, because would... Okay, let's say she does. Okay. It would be on everybody else, including Henderson, because Henderson's there, for them to tell people. Okay. Yeah. Do you think Henderson would tell people? Or would he just play it off as like some kid? Like, maybe he does believe she has these powers, but maybe he tries to protect her and be like, oh no, it's just, she had a lucky guess, or, whatever. Like, of course she doesn't have powers.
They try to downplay it and play bullshit, but...
I feel like Henderson would. That's my thing. I don't know, because that's the thing, is like maybe she does reveal she has powers, but everybody just kind of keeps it to himself because, hey, she just fucking saved everybody's lives,
That would be crazy if like her entire class plus like a couple of kids from the other class just happened to know.
but even like, okay, let's assume they do not tell everyone. Becky and Damien are still finding out, and that
right. But they're her friends, and I don't think, especially after all of this, I don't think they would throw her under the bus like that.
No, I don't. I know, but it will. It will change things. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it will like, oh, so you can do that, like, because it's like, why didn't you tell us before? Or in the case of Becky, it's like a matter of trust. You could have told me. And in the case of Damien, it's like,
oh shit, she's seen all of my shoujo-ness. Sorry, that's the first thing that popped into my mind. But
quite a breakthrough, because it's like, I'm doing this for you, no, you have to do this for me. It will be like it's one of those situations that, depending on how it plays, it could change. Not necessarily make super significantly radical change, like, oh, the cat's out of the bag for the whole of Tania or anything like that, but like, oh, the fact the cat is out of the bag for Cecil Hall may change how Anya is as Cecil Hall. Because if she does this let's see. Okay, she saves the day by playing to Billy's heart. Like, well, fuck. Now she's a hero. but
Right.
but now she's not just a hero. She's a hero that can read minds, and that's also a problem because, like, will they accept her? Because one thing
Right.
is, I won't tell, but I don't like you. I don't like you because you can read my mind, and that makes me not trust you.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Like, there's a lot at stake if she rebels, even if it doesn't like leak out to the world.
Right. And that was what makes
Hmm.
it so juicy. Like it's a distinct possibility at this point because I don't foresee any other way of her getting out of this. Uh, you know.
Unless, I don't know, for some crazy thing happens like completely out of Anya's control. Like with Wise coming in or something. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't know. Anything could really happen. I mean, they could find a way to just have another crazy scenario hit right before Anya does whatever she's about to do
Right.
and change the entire scope of the situation. I
You
kind of
mean
doubt it, but it's like I might as well
I
throw it
kind of
out
doubt it.
there.
That will be.
You mean like Lloyd showing up and
I mean,
Not, I
I
don't think
mean,
Lloyd's showing up at this point, but like I don't know, somebody from Wise, maybe even Hell Garden, maybe some Garden members could show up. Not
that
your,
that
but other Garden
See,
members.
yeah.
because I'm thinking. I mean, you
I,
bring it up like it's the middle. I mean, it is nighttime. People
yeah.
know, and we have talked about Frankie. He probably has known since the beginning because all of these police
Oh yeah.
transmissions, and now
Yeah.
he probably knows that SSS is in charge of this because he's wiretapping or whatever. So like
Hmm.
maybe Frankie shows up and like I don't know, like throws a fucking stun grenade or something like that. It could literally be anything at this point, guys, because it's
yeah,
like
but
No,
I mean,
either Anya reveals that she has powers one way or another, or some crazy shit is gonna happen before she does.
pretty
Um,
much, so that Anya
yeah,
doesn't have to reveal it,
right.
essentially. But like, I can't think of anything in the current situation that could possibly change the status quo unless it just came out of nowhere.
that
At
will
this
be a
point,
little.
I mean, Endo would do it, and that's the
he
thing
would
too.
do it.
Where do we go from here? I don't know.
And we have a whole month to stew in this.
Right, it's
this
not
pot.
updating, right?
Nope,
Yeah. Nope.
Uh,
Like.
not
oh,
until
because
the
it's Golden
22nd.
Week, right? Yeah.
Away
It's Golden Week.
rainbow.
Ay, ay, ay. So
Somewhere over the ring. I
we
think
gotta
Roski's kind of snapped.
that.
I
I
was
I
like,
have
okay,
too. So
we're gonna have to wait. After
yeah.
what's a pretty tense situation, and then
Yep.
we get
I
jacked.
mean, just sit for a month while we sip eggnog and stare off into space, thinking about what could be. Uh,
Yeah. This is
any
gonna
other
haunt
thoughts
me.
on this chapter? Anything you want to
Uh,
highlight or?
let me just scroll through real quick.
Yeah, I'm going through it right now.
If my phone decides to work. Okay.
I was right about her being college age, so
Yo,
Billy's
you
probably
were
like in
definitely.
his
Oh,
50s.
I wanted to point out this detail I noticed that. I mean, maybe this is just the depression thing for Billy, but his hair has grown out to be the same length as his daughter's now. Like the same
Oh,
kind
that's
of
Oh.
hair
right.
curls, which makes me really sad, to be honest.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't even
Wow.
notice that.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm just depressed about this poor young woman dying and his father just watching, just
Right.
staring at her dead body in a morgue. Like,
Right.
what the fuck? And
Also-
also, I have to point out, it is interesting that Red Circus had the means to be able to
I
help
was
Billy
just
get
about to say
out of the
that.
country. 'Cause
Right, I thought it was
the
a
SSS.
student organization. Like, what are y'all doing with
They
like?
must have gotten really powerful in the last few years to suddenly have the means to organize that. Because
Right.
yeah, they aren't just a.
I mean, have
I
you
guess
heard about the student? Well, I mean, how to say, student movements in political rebellions? Because you would be surprised the kind of stuff that is born from there, especially especially when it becomes militant.
Mm.
okay.
I mean,
I
there's
was
it will be like a guerrilla thing. It will be like, oh yeah, we have. They will probably steal some plane or aircraft that they will
But the
will
way,
use.
but the way his daughter talks about it is like it's still just student demonstrations. But like it's like Blue saying, it's like this dude is like, hey, we can smuggle you out of the country. It's like, what connections do you have to accomplish that? And like, why are why do you have so much power when you're just a student organization? Like, it's a little shady, to be honest with
It
you.
is definitely a little shady, and well, I mean, it doesn't look like, based on kind of the way Billy looks in the flashback to now, it doesn't look like it's been that long since he
Right.
might have lost his I mean, how long has it been? Did they say, like, what, 10
No,
years
they
or
do-
something like
they
that?
don't specify. They just
Okay,
specify
they
that.
don't specify, so I'm going to assume it's been only a few years. It is
Okay.
also interesting that they had the ability to do this, considering, didn't they talk about how, like, there were people in Ostania trying to escape to the west or something as well, and it was getting harder and harder to do that even. So the fact that they
Yeah.
were able to even accomplish it, I think goes to show that this student protest organization has kind of grown into something a little more sinister and a little more powerful than it,
Oh yeah,
oh
it
yeah.
definitely.
used
I
to
think
be.
that
Yeah.
was the pull all along. That whatever happened, like force them or push them or.
And it's interesting also to me too that like Billy goes from being completely unaffiliated with this to leading the entire
Oh yeah,
Ostanian organization in like just what we assume is just a few years. Like, I don't know, it just
that's a complete transformation.
right.
Yeah.
It's not.
Because
It's not that
I was
terrible.
under the impression, I don't know, his daughter was a bit younger, to be honest. I
Right.
don't even know. But the fact that he wasn't even part of it with her, that he just joined afterwards, I think that just shows that he really did lose it. The grief
Oh yeah.
really changed him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
I mean, we all know that grief does crazy things to people. And I can't sit here and blame him for going the route that he did, considering he
yeah.
lost someone, his family. He lost his family,
Right. His only
It's
family, I
his
assume.
only
it's like
family as well.
it's like a
Uh,
dark version of some activist stories in the real world that um I mean I wouldn't mention names, but where I live I've heard cases of okay in under certain circumstances my daughter got murdered, now I became like a leading activist, and that's the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, but in this case
Right.
it's shadier
It's
because
twisted. Yeah.
it's like a guerrilla force that does acts of terrorism.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I mean, there's parallels with the real world, like, but at the same time, it's like okay, when things like this happen, these kind of groups tend to affiliate with other types of organizations, like crime organizations,
Yeah.
like drug dealing and such, to fund their cause and
Yeah, no,
what?
that's why cuz I'm looking at it again cuz even Billy, like, from the very beginning he's like they're shady characters, like it's dangerous. So like maybe they were shady like even from the beginning cuz I mean like
It's possible, yeah.
yeah, like he probably knew something was up and that's why he didn't want her to go, and then afterwards he's like, well, fuck, I might as well, make a deal with the devil too, and he did, and uh yeah, it's probably like you say, Roski. They were probably like smuggling people, dealing drugs, trying to fund their activities, regardless of how noble they might have seemed. Like they probably tried doing it through like not noble means.
Yeah, it's like the end justifies the means kind
Right,
of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
yeah.
And they're like, well, the government's being assholes, so like we got to fight fire with fire, and it's like, well, I mean, at that point you're just as bad as them, but yeah, what do I
Yeah,
know?
it's a very complicated web because, yeah, of course the government can protect themselves from doing very illegal, inhumane crimes, for whatever reason they decide to do those things.
Yeah.
For them, they're just some, not lowly, but they are unfortunately labeled as a terrorist organization. So it's like they already have a bad rap. They might as well embrace it at that point. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, and like it's like I don't know if we had talked about it, but like Billy is he's already out of it. Like he's shaken. Uh,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think since the last chapter when he's like looking at all the kids, and uh I don't know if he knew he was going to be affected by it, but it's like every time he's thinking back to his daughter, he's looking at these kids. And
I know, yeah.
yeah, it's like I think him taking over the bus is probably the worst possible thing he could have done for himself, because now as he's looking at these kids, he's like, okay, like I can't do this. Like he's already like
Yeah,
of
his
the
heart
mindset.
is not into this anymore.
Right.
No,
Like,
he's
they're the ones trying to convince him, like, what would your daughter think? It's like, I think she'd be horrified, personally.
Right.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
blow
about
up
you.
kids. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think
Yeah,
that's what she
they-
wanted. But,
Yeah.
the fact that this asshole is using his daughter to manipulate
It
Billy
tells
is
the world.
Yeah.
so disgusting.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you know what? I think maybe because going back to that point of like, I wonder how he became like the head of like these people. Maybe he's not really the head. Like maybe they're just using him as like a figurehead and like they're following his orders. But at the end of the day, they're just like,
he's like a scapegoat in a way. But
right.
yeah.
Because this dude, since the very beginning, the driver, he's just been like, he's been ready to just, I don't know, just like press
He's
the
very
button.
dedicated.
You know what I mean? Like,
He's very
yeah.
dedicated
Yeah.
to
He's
this plan.
ready
And
to go
he's like,
down.
he's willing to give it everything, I guess. Yeah, like we talked about, like when I said all that stuff about like maybe Billy is ready to give it all up and just kill all of them. It's like, okay,
Right.
I was maybe saying the right motivation for the wrong character. Maybe it wasn't Billy, it was maybe the driver all along.
Right.
It
Yeah.
looks like it.
Yeah, it's looking. Yeah, I mean, it's looking more and more like, I don't know, like I don't think he anticipated any of this. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but he just like he knew what he was doing, but he didn't think about it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't think about the kids until he got on that bus and saw the kids. He didn't think about all these people who he apparently is leading, but at the same time they're all working on their own, under the assumption. Because I don't think neither the bus driver dude nor the girl that's there, I don't think either of them really respect Billy, because they're ready to just like jump on him the minute he starts showing like some like reservedness or whatever. Second guessing himself.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, and more I'm sympathizing with Billy here, because like, yeah, he snapped and yeah, he's done all these terrible things, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think deep down, ironically, he's a bad person. I think he just made the wrong choices, and now he's now he has to suffer the consequences.
I agree. I think that he's definitely made some bad choices, and he's coming from a very kind of mentally unwell place ever since he lost his daughter. He's kind of just like sort of adrift. He doesn't really know what he wants to do anymore. I think he's kind of just going along with the first plan someone throws at him, practically. And
sounds like it.
Now that it's all come to like, this is the reality of the situation, it's gotten very serious to the point that they're probably going to die. He just seems like faltering about everything that they've just gone through, because he keeps thinking about his daughter. He keeps seeing these little kids, especially like the little girls or whatever. He just keeps thinking of her, his poor daughter, Biddy.
Yeah,
that was her name, Biddy.
Biddy, yeah.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but
it's probably like a pet, or like a term of endearment. Like, it probably wasn't her like real name, but
well, if it was, it would have meant strength or exalted one, apparently.
Oh, that's so sad now.
I know.
It's fun.
Way to go, Blue, bringing your logic into this. Your research.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to help.
I just wanted to help. So did Biddy. No, I'm playing.
Oh my god.
Poor Biddy. God damn it. All right, well. Yeah,
it's a really bad situation. I don't know what Anya's gonna say or do. I don't really know what's going on through Billy's head besides thinking about his daughter.
Yeah.
And I hope for whatever reason Billy can find a way to survive the incident and just go to jail or something. I don't even know anymore if he's even gonna survive. But I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die like this.
I want him to find peace.
Oh.
Right. Well, I'm with Roski. I think the only way out for him at this point is to die.
Goddamn, guys. Okay.
Well, I mean, the dude's been dead since his daughter died.
I guess there's really no way to save him at this point.
I think maybe he might at the very end be a hero and like stop the other guys from blowing it up, and then he takes a bullet. Well,
Oh,
I'm just, I think that's where Endo's going with this, because in the beginning I was like, all right, this guy's gonna die. Someone's gonna come in, yours gonna come in and off him. It's gonna be bloody.
Right.
I still think it's going to be bloody, but I think the way things are looking, Billy's gonna have this like redemption moment at the very end.
Okay.
But he's still gonna die. So
Okay.
I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm just like,
I know.
being honest, like,
I know. It's just a little funny to me. He's like, he's still gonna die though.
it's terrible. Yeah, he's gonna die.
Yeah, he's gonna die. Like, no biggie.
No biggie. God damn it, guys. We're so morbid. Okay.
It's Spike's family. What do you want from us?
I want comedy and good family feelings.
Really? We were complaining like before this arc about how much we missed the conflict, and now you don't
Well,
want
now
it anymore?
I miss the fluff.
This is how Endo gets us. This is how he gets you guys. He lures you in with cute wholesomeness, and then he starts doing the really dangerous, sad arcs, and then he brings it back, and you're like, fuck, I want the darkness again, and when you get it, you're like, I want out.
It's the old bait and switch. He's like that old man.
That's
commercial.
actually right.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Oh my god, I genuinely cannot believe you're like, no, I don't want this anymore.
I'm out, man. I'm out. I need my fluff.
I'm in for the ride, too.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm in for the ride.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
this is horrifying, but I'm not upset with what we've got going on. Not really.
No, I'm not at all. This is wonderful. Like you said, it's everything I've wanted to see. I would love to have Yor and Lloyd involved, but honestly, like as far as story goes, this is the most story that we've gotten in quite a while, and I'm completely fine with that. I love it.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
I just hope the payoff is worth it. Like,
I think it will be. I think
I think we will, but I just hope that's the case because we have such a strong setup that it will be a massive disappointment if it doesn't deliver.
I think if it goes the way I'm thinking it's going to go, it's going to be a masterpiece. Like I'm going to call that right now.
Ooh, okay.
Like if it on it like my like well, at least for me personally, like if it does go this route, if Billy, has that moment at the end where he's just like, I can't let this happen, and like stops, the other guys from killing people, and then he sacrifices himself. Like he walks out there and gives up, and then SSS like blow him down or whatever, and it's gonna be sad, it's gonna be tragic, but at the same time, like that's the fucking meat that I want out of this story, is just like powerful moments like that.
Yeah, I mean that's
Okay,
I mean,
then.
that's what I'm all for.
All I keep thinking is the kids are gonna watch this man get gunned down.
They won't, because all of the windows are covered.
Oh yeah, but they're definitely gonna hear it. And
Well, I mean,
anyway.
they've already heard gunshots. They're already traumatized, Blue.
They're already traumatized. That's
Okay.
totally true.
Fair
What's a
enough.
little more trauma?
What if we end it? This is gonna sound really sad. What if we end it on Anya reading Billy's mind, and then it just goes blank, and Anya's just like, "What just happened?"
Oh shit!
Wouldn't
No,
that
that's
be-
so good.
Oh.
I've seen that as
I
like
like
an
it.
angst comic before, and it's like I think this might. What if it comes into play here?
That's fucking badass. I want to see that.
That will be golden. That
God
will
damn
be
it.
golden. I
I
will
love
golden.
it. Love it.
Oh, I'm scared.
I mean,
I'm excited.
I mean, you know me. You know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, we know
yeah.
you, Roski.
I'm a
Yeah,
little scared. I'm a little excited. I'm a little dreadful.
I am welcoming it. I welcome the dread. I am like
God.
SK right now. I want pain.
I mean,
Surprisingly,
can
SK
get
wasn't
all
that
out of
crazy
it.
about it. It was kind of
Yeah,
funny,
I know. It was
actually.
weird. Yeah.
And Hype was like, "Oh, I'm mad because I wasn't expecting this, so I'm emotionally not prepared." So I'm just like, what? I don't
They
know.
just
It
want to
was
see
just
Lloyd.
well, I think we all thought, okay, there's no way he's gonna put this out during Christmas, right? He's gonna just put out a little cute illustration, and then we'll get it next week or something. But no. Here we got this full-on, super crazy chapter on Christmas Day.
I was
Told you.
mad because we had to work on
Oh.
Christmas. That was the only reason I was mad. I was like, fuck, now I gotta get the podcast going. But it's great. I love it. No, it was a wonderful chapter. Wonderfully tragic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm stoked. I think I need this extra month to process and to get ready for the next chapter, so I'm okay with taking a break.
Going to be simmering high.
I will be simmering, yeah, especially because we're not going to have the anime, and we should talk about the anime because we haven't talked about the anime in about a month. So
well, shit.
Yes.
Well, shit. Okay, so we're pushing. We're moving on. We're going to be talking about the anime now. And I don't know if we're going to make this a full episode or what, so I guess we're going to find out.
Well, you can figure it out. It's totally
Let's
fine.
figure it out. Let's wing it. Let's swing it.